Every day, young adults enter the workforce, many of whom are not quite sure what they want to do when they grow up. Mentorships are one way for young people to learn about different careers before actually joining the workforce. Today's guest coordinates one of these important programs. It's called the Trooper Mentorship Program with the Michigan State Police. These young people get to learn about law enforcement and find out if it's the right field for them before they actually get into it. Welcome to Celebrate Michigan, the show produced on the campus of Madonna University. I'm Chris Benson. And please welcome Trooper Ashley Kierpal from the Michigan State Police Department. She's on our show today. Thank you so much for being here, Ashley.
Oh, thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
So what inspired you to join the Michigan State Police Force?
So both of my parents were actually police officers.
Oh.
I saw the positive impact they had on the community, and I wanted to follow in their footsteps. So even with that, I still wasn't sure. I was actually a Dearborn Police Explorer, and through that, I realized that law enforcement was what I wanted to do. I joined the Michigan State Police on the recommendation of my parents, just because they're such a prominent professional agency with a ton of opportunities. So I chose the Michigan State Police.
And you mentioned a program called the Explorers. What
Yep.
was that?
So essentially what it is when people 14 to 20 basically shadow police officers. They meet once a week at a police department and get different blocks of instruction related to law enforcement. So sometimes it's crash, traffic stops, things like that. And then more complex investigations like retail fraud, domestic violence, hostage negotiation, stuff like that.
Oh, wow. That's quite a lot covered there.
Oh, yeah. That's why it goes on indefinitely until they don't get anything out of the program. It goes on year after year because there's so much to talk about and cover.
So some, I think, children see their parents in whatever profession they're in, doctor, police officer, teacher, and they say, I don't want to do that. That's the last thing I want to be. I'm going to go pave my own way. And that was not what you said. You said, no, I want to be like them. Why?
It was because I saw how they helped. We lived in the same city that they worked, which is unusual for some police officers, but that was good for me because I saw firsthand the people they were helping. We had people come to our house sometimes and thank my parents for things they did while at their job. And I looked at them and I was like, wow, I want to make, that type of impact on my community by serving them in that way. So
did you always, was there ever a time when you wavered and you were like, maybe I want to do something else, or was it a straight line for you?
No, I wavered because I thought about being a psychologist, marine biologist, veterinary assistant, and stuff like that when I was younger. But once I hit high school, I knew law enforcement was what I wanted to do. And that was a lot through the Police Explorer program because I kept taking classes there, meeting specialty teams and things like that, and it confirmed that that was the path I wanted to take.
So take me from high school to today. What were the steps along the way that got you to be sitting in front of us today?
So when I graduated high school, I actually got a full tuition scholarship through the U.S. Army.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. So I was part of their ROTC program. After that, I graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Psychology with high honors. And then I immediately went to my lieutenant training, basic officer leadership course in Missouri because I chose military police for obvious reasons on the law enforcement path. So I did that for 4 months. And then immediately when I graduated that, I jumped right into my state police academy training. And that was another 6 months. So it was a lot of training. When I was done with that, I had 2 jobs at once. I was in the Army National Guard as a platoon leader, and eventually acting company commander when my commander got deployed. And then at the same time, I was a trooper at Holton Lake. Yep, so a very hard road, busy, but it was very fulfilling. So
that, and again, I appreciate that you laid out the steps because I think sometimes when students are watching or, teenagers are watching a show like this and they see you, they're like, oh, her parents were in and they kind of helped her with the steps. I don't have that same, connection. I'm not sure what it would take. And by you outlining those steps, they can see it's a progression. You don't just one day say, oh, I'm going to do it. There's steps that go in between.
Oh, yeah. And we have people from all walks of life in our agency, which I think is very important. So some people choose to go active duty military, then become a trooper. Some decide to go to college. Some get some type of work experience in another field completely and decide to return to law enforcement. I think that diversity is very good.
And you mentioned being in Houghton.
Yep,
so talk a bit about your experiences there. Any memorable stories you have or from your experience there and your time there?
So I'm actually from the city, from Dearborn.
Okay.
So back in that day, you went where they told you to go. Now we let you choose your post,
Okay.
one of your top 3, which makes life easier. But I was going from Dearborn to Houghton Lake, Michigan. I patrolled 4 counties, Roscommon, Missaukee, Crawford, and Kalkaska, that square. I liked it very much. It was definitely a culture shock because it's very different from the city, but it was a very small town feel. I got to know my community even working in 4 counties, which I loved, and I got a lot of freedom to patrol all 4 counties and take whatever calls I wanted to. So some time it was mundane, like helping turkeys cross the street, and then other times it was very serious, like domestic violence situations and barricaded gunmen and stuff like that. So I got a little bit of everything in Houghton Lake, and we had 75 shoot through there, so I got to do traffic too. It was everything. I really liked that post. So yeah.
And it's just a beautiful place to be.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
gorgeous.
It's a hidden secret. I didn't know about it, so when I got up there, especially we were talking Higgins Lake, it's just beautiful.
I know. And I understand, you know, again, I mentioned before we started that I was looking a little bit about you online, researching. You won a couple of awards. Would you share with us your path?
Yep, I have. So in the military, I won an Army Achievement Medal for my work at Vibrant Response. I'm currently a grad student at the Michigan School of Psychology. I won an award there for breakthrough research for a presentation I gave on law enforcement and mental health.
Oh, wow.
And then finally at my own department, I got what's called the MAPES Award for getting the most felonies for the post for that particular year. So
that's awesome. So I definitely see a pattern from school on of achievement and of pushing yourself to really do your best. And I applaud you on that.
Thank you.
Congratulations on that. And now I know in our next segment, in just a few minutes, you're going to be talking to us about a new program relatively new program that you've helped develop. Give us just like a 30-second intro to that.
Okay, so it's our version of the Explore program called the Trooper Mentorship Program. So again, children 14 to 20 can come see what a trooper does. They can actually do ride-alongs with troopers. We give a class every Wednesday from 6 to 8 on a different law enforcement topic of instruction, and then we have specialty teams like our K-9 ES team and things like that come in and teach them as well. We also do community events, so we did Milford Memories, Telegraph Cruise, and then a multi-jurisdictional event at Camp Dearborn, so they are very busy.
That is a great lead-in. We're going to take a quick break, and you're going to hear much more about this from our trooper, Ashley, when we come back. So stay tuned. We'll see you in just a minute.
You have pre-diabetes.
Pre-diabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get pre-diabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for pre-diabetes, and way over here, busy moms. No?
They call me Prince like I'm royalty or something. But the places I've lived ain't no palaces. So I don't need grilled salmon or a new scratching post. Just give me a cardboard box and a can of tuna and we're good. You can even change my name. I'm cool being the kitty formerly known as Prince.
Oh, emojis! I thought the conversation just got dumber.
Ugh, internet trolls, just ignore them.
I like you just the way you are.
I believe in you! She's a hugger. Give her a squeeze.
Help up the hand.
Ah, there you go. Thanks, mate.
You're killing it, Jane!
Welcome back to Celebrate Michigan. I'm Chris Benson, and I'm here with Trooper Ashley Kierpal from the Michigan State Police Department. Boy, took a minute to get through that. You know who you are. So in the last segment, you introduced this exciting program for youth, young adults, and tell me a little bit more about it and how students can get involved. And I know we're going to look at some pictures in just a minute.
Yep, so to get involved, all kids have to do is show up to 3 meetings in a row.
Okay.
They see if they like it. If they decide this is right for them, they'll have an oral board with our 3 command staff members who got promoted to that position. And then if that goes well, they'll be a part of our program. So
it's like an interview.
It is. Yeah, it gives them very good experience for our own department, though. So.
This is fantastic experience for them. I mean,
Absolutely.
I think it sounds like you've got some components that are really going to prep them, you know, for the workforce. Whether they decide to go into this program or not, it's like real experiences for them.
Exactly. So even if they don't want to go into law enforcement, we want them to have life skills to use whatever profession they want to go into, and that's one of them is getting a hiring interview. So
awesome. So I know we've got pictures we're going to look at, and in the third segment we have like real live students we're going to look at too.
We do.
So we're going to look at the screen, and I'm going to ask you to talk us through what are we looking at, the pictures that you brought for us.
So this is actually our emergency services team, our ES team. They were putting Abigail Sands, who's actually here with us today, in their uniform. So just to feel how heavy it is, they gave them their riot shield, their ballistic vests, everything, just so she could get a feel. So when we say hands-on training, we mean it. We let them hold the equipment, use it when reasonable, and
Very cool.
This was at the Telegraph Cruise. So we had 2 of our old vehicles, a Camaro and Mustang, both from the early 90s. The explorers volunteered to help raise money for the Special Olympics, and then I got to take them out in the Telegraph Cruise in those 2 vehicles.
Oh my gosh.
So that was pretty cool.
How neat is that? Those are cars from my era, by the way. Okay, go ahead.
So this is our first meeting where we got those uniform shirts that you see.
Yes.
And we actually were learning traffic stops today. So we do a lot of hands-on training, including traffic stops, operating while intoxicated, vehicle searches. So that was one of those days where we were outside in a patrol car getting that hands-on training.
Amazing.
So this was at our multi-jurisdictional event on the 18th in September at Camp Dearborn.
Oh, wow.
The Oakland County Sheriff's Department was gracious enough to come out with their mounted unit. They brought 5 deputies, 5 horses. They did a demonstration for us, which included escorting one of our canine cars, which was pretty cool. And then they got to go right up close and personal with the horses, pet them, talk to the deputies, and get that experience. So a lot of the kids haven't even had the opportunity to get that close to a horse before, so that was a good experience.
Oh my gosh, how awesome.
This is that same event, so our ES team brought out their Bearcat, which we use for crisis situations.
Oh wow.
And the kids could go in it, sit in it, get a feel for the equipment, and like I said, get up close and personal and see what it's like. So
it's like a little tank.
It is.
Oh my gosh.
It's meant to deflect bullets and keep all the troopers safe. So.
Wow.
This is one of our classroom instruction days, so as fun as the hands-on training is, it's also very important that we give them some legal classes and things like that to set them up for the future. Even yesterday we had Suicide Awareness Day because it's First Responder Suicide Awareness Month. We have troopers from various posts and specialty teams come in, and even last week we had a question and answer with one of our sergeants from the Metro North Post, Sergeant Hammond, where he just talked about the motor vehicle code and they could ask their questions. So we like to mix it with hands-on with the classroom instruction. This was at Milford Memories, so we actually worked 2 of the days at Milford Memories. They assisted with traffic control, operated posts like this, and they even picked up garbage and helped keep the camp clean for the event. So they told me thousands of people came through that event.
Oh yeah.
So that was very good exposure for us and a very good experience. The Huron Valley Chamber of Commerce was great, and we've been invited to come back next year, which we hope to do.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
Wow. Well, I am overwhelmed at the number of like real hands-on experiences the students in this program receive, and you know, they get real experiences at real events, like with situations that are not something you're controlling. So they're seeing, you know, okay, this is how I might have to respond. I bet that's a great feature of the program.
Exactly. Even so, I bring in both civilians and law enforcement officers. I try and involve everyone I can. For our domestic violence response day, I actually had 4 actors come in, 3 police officers from different departments, and active duty Air Force NCO come in, and that really made things chaotic because that's a lot of people at once, but I think it was a good experience for them.
Oh, awesome. And I know there are events that you have too, you know, that you want to try to start up to raise awareness. Tell us about some of the events you might have.
So outside of the Telegraph Crude and Milford memories that I mentioned, we're also having a Halloween fundraiser. We're hoping to have like a haunted trail of sorts where people get to walk through and see different scenes, maybe get some candy at the end. So anyone interested in that can go to our Facebook page, and we're going to have a couple of flyers on there to direct you when and where it is.
And if anyone is interested in this program, is that where they should go, the Facebook page, to get more details?
They can. There's actually a tab on this on our state police website under youth programs as well. And they can also email me directly. That's honestly the best way. I'll get them a schedule and we'll get them rolling into classes.
And I know in the next segment we're bringing the real live students on for the program. What have you gotten out of this program?
Just, I am in awe at seeing how far some of these kids have come. So it's not even about law enforcement and getting them into the profession. If that's what they want to do, that's great. But I've watched these kids really grow as people. They've gotten a lot of leadership skills. Kids that didn't talk at all in the beginning are now leading classes and helping the newer students get on the same page and talking in a great public setting. So I'm just very proud at how far they've come. The Halloween fundraiser, they've 100% planned themselves. I've helped them get a venue, but everything else, that was their idea. So they're starting to take initiative and really take risks and become confident in who they are, and that's just always amazing to see.
Well, and I appreciate so much the work that you've put into this, and I have a feeling that the program you attended helped inspire all the work that you've done with this.
It did.
And so I think that this is just so exciting to hear about. And so any particular questions you want me to ask those students in the next segment?
Nope, I just want to hear their experience. I think it's best coming firsthand from them on what they get out of the program and have they grown it all out of the program and things like that. I think it's best to hear it directly from them.
Okay, we're going to hear from them in just a few seconds, so stay tuned and we'll see you right after the break.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
They call me Prince like I'm royalty or something. But the places I've lived ain't no palaces. So I don't need grilled salmon or a new scratching post. Just give me a cardboard box and a can of tuna and we're good. You can even change my name. I'm cool being the kitty formerly known as Prince.
In the event of a car crash, 3 out of 4 kids are not as secure as they should be because their car seats are not used correctly. But the latch system makes it easier to get it right and to hold your kids tight. Anchor, tether, latch. Learn more at safercar.gov.
Welcome back to Celebrate Michigan. I'm Chris Benson, and you can't see me smiling behind this mask, but my smile is very wide because here with me today are some of the fantastic students from the Mentorship Program with the Michigan State Police Department. I am so excited to have you here, And I would love for us to start with you introducing yourself. So tell me your name, where you're from, and how did you find out about this program? Please.
I'm Haley Kitchen. I'm from Ypsilanti, Michigan. How I found out about this program is actually through my grandpa. He saw it on the news and then on Twitter, and he was like, I think this is something that would be great for you, as I do see a career in the Michigan State Police. So he was like, give it a shot. And so here I am today.
Grandpa's looking out for you.
Yes,
This is
he
good.
is.
This is the lesson word. Listen to Grandpa.
Yeah.
Okay, say hi to Grandpa.
Hi, Grandpa.
Excellent, thank you. Yes.
I'm Kylie Sims. I live in Northville, Michigan. And my mom actually found out about this program, and I've been talking about how I wanted to possibly have a career in law enforcement. So she thought that this was a great opportunity for me to get involved in it and learn about it early on.
Oh my gosh, and you know, they always say, you know, the way you find jobs is you know, of course there's listings and you can look, but the best way to find jobs is a connection through someone else. So the fact that you've got these family members looking out for you, this is good news. Thank you, welcome. Okay.
Hello, my name is Trevor Barbie. I'm from Flat Rock, Michigan. I found out from the program from my dad. He was scrolling through Twitter and he saw Michigan State Police had posted something about an Explorer program. He knew that I wanted to go into a law enforcement career, so he thought this would be a great segue for me.
Twitter is popular for, okay, the parents who are my age, yeah, this Twitter, okay, got you, welcome.
Thank you.
And last but not least.
My name's Abigail Sands. I'm from Woodhaven, Michigan. I heard through the program from my aunt. She seen it on Twitter.
See.
And she sent it to me and I emailed her right away.
Wonderful. So I would love to hear about, from each of you, about one of your favorite experiences in the program so far. So we can go in any order. Okay, go ahead.
One of my favorite experiences is just getting out. You know, with COVID, it's kind of put a damper on meeting new people, but also it's a great program to be in that people have the same interests as you or trying to figure it out. But for me, this program has been great in growing my confidence. You know, public stuff really isn't for me. I know a lot of people aren't a fan of it. So it's really made me step out of my comfort zone. Mm-hmm. And it just gives you great life skills, whether a career in law enforcement is for you or not, like leadership, just team bonding and building. Yeah. It's just a great thing to have, and I'll forever be thankful for this program.
Oh yeah. All right, Trevor, what about you?
My favorite experience was Camp Dearborn. It's where we had all the little Explorer programs come out, and we all did situations together. I liked the teamwork because at first we were supposed to be like against each other, but we all ended up working together and doing all these situations.
Oh, that is an important life lesson. You always get farther when you work together. Yeah. So I'm glad you've learned that early. Thank you for sharing that.
No problem.
Okay.
I'll just go.
Yeah, please.
I actually really liked learning about like crime scene investigations because that's something I'm like more interested in than some of the other things. So it was really fun for me to like learn how to like collect like fingerprints and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I loved learning about everything, but like that was just like extra interesting for me for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
My favorite part is doing the ride-alongs.
Oh wow.
Yes, so you're able to actually ride with the troopers. You're able to go on the scenes with them, the ones that we're able to go on, and it's really nice being able to see how it's like that could be us one day.
Yeah.
So I really like doing that with them.
What was most surprising that you encountered that you thought maybe law enforcement was one way and you realized, oh wow, it's different? Anyone? Anything that came to mind? Yeah, go ahead.
The Michigan State Police Department are, once they all are set to one way and one way only.
Okay.
So I like that a lot.
Good to know. What do you got, Trevor?
I think something that I learned, seeing more of Trooper Kierpal.
Yeah.
Police have like a life outside of just the job, and seeing them more on a human level.
They're real people, huh?
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? When you see these people and you think, oh my gosh, they're in this job and I could never do that. And then when you see that they're real people, you realize, wait a minute, maybe I could do that. If they can do that, maybe I can do that.
Yeah.
What advice would you have for any students who are watching the show right now? What would you tell them to do about this program?
I would say even if you have a little interest in law enforcement or even just want to get some life skills out of it, this is the program for you. We want to grow as a group as well. We'd love to see our numbers get bigger and more participation from the youth. It's a great program, and it gets your feet wet if law enforcement is for you or if it's not, but you always get something out of it.
Yeah, excellent. And I know we're about to wrap up soon, but what's the one really important thing you've learned about the program that you want people to know about? Anybody?
It's a great leadership. I mean, honestly, working with people, you see people step up who you didn't think were going to, and it's nice being able to see them accomplish something, and you get to build each other up.
Oh, I love that. I have to end on that note. Thank you all for being here and for the work you're doing. All right, raise your hand if you think you're going to go into law enforcement. Okay, well, there it goes. So thank you again for coming on the show and telling the people who are watching the show about this really important program and helping them see the human side of Michigan State Police Department. And I see you have snazzy shirts. You're very official, so I love it. Thank you for watching. That's all we have today. We are so glad that Trooper Ashley Kierpal was here and our students from the Michigan State Police Department. We thank you viewers at home for tuning in to Celebrate Michigan once again. We love celebrating all the great things happening in this state with you, and we will see you next time.